Okay, hey all stars, happy Monday. We are almost finished with school. I cannot believe this is the second to last week. I was so impressed with all of your independence last week, and I enjoyed seeing a lot of your faces on Friday and also through the week during reading conferences. Remember to sign up for those. I want to see you, I want to help you. That is my job. Also, just a little side note, when you turn things in on Teams, you have to send a picture of your work. Otherwise, I can't give you a grade, right? Because I don't know what it looks like, and it's pretty easy just to click turned in. So just a reminder, like send in pictures of your work so that I can give you the credit that you deserve. All right, let's start out with some connecting. We're just gonna do a quick little, now we're gonna go faster. Faster. Nice, high five. I wish we could actually do that in person, but we're social distancing, so you got this. For breathing today, let's do the star. So smile, take a breath, and relax. Let's do it again. Smile, take a breath, and relax. Smile, take a breath. That is my commitment for you this week, actually, thinking about breathing. It's easy to get kind of frustrated when you've been closed off with the same kind of people for a while. But remember, react with love instead of with anger. If you feel like you're in your blue or your red brain, even though you don't have like the safe space things, you still have the ability to go in a safe space. Maybe find a corner, just put your hands and just breathe until you start to feel your heart slow down. Then when you're ready, you can just go through the steps. Like, okay, I feel blank. And like, you can, even talk to your feelings. Like sometimes when I'm feeling anxious, like it comes out as anger, but once I breathe and like really get myself calm, I'm like, oh, I'm just feeling anxious. And if I just like talk to that feeling, sometimes it helps. Like, hey, anxious, what's up? We're feeling anxious today, and that is okay. I would much rather, handle myself like sitting in my room rather than taking it out on the people that I love, which is what happens when you're in your blue brain and your red, like you aren't thinking of others. So this week, if you notice that you're feeling kind of emotional or frustrated, or if you're just full on red, just remember that you have those abilities to calm yourself down and spread love instead of hate. Yes, that's what we're really working on. I'm excited for y'all to become our future, because I feel like y'all are really good at that, at spreading love. Just breathe through it. You can handle this. We're almost through with distance learning, and then you'll have some summertime to just be and relax and read. Okay? All right. So I'm actually really excited today. We're going to start reading some Greek myths. And if you remember, we were learning about heroes, and so we learned about a modern day hero, Malala. We spent a lot of time on her just because I can't be there with one-on-one, so I tried to really spread it out so you didn't feel overwhelmed. And I was looking at other hero stories, and most of them were nonfiction, which means they're modern day. And I just thought it'd be more cool to learn about some Greek myths, because there are Greek heroes. We're just going to be looking at Greek mythology because we can do a lot with them. They usually have really strong themes. They're really trying to teach you something, and we can really use some of the skills we've learned throughout the year to discover what the author is teaching us. So we're going to kind of review, because it's really good to review. And remember, the first time we read a book, it's always just to kind of get the gist and like just get like a basic understanding. And then like our second and third read is when we really start to be like, what's the problem? Why did the author solve the problem that way? What did I learn from it? What's the theme? Okay, so today we're going to start out with taking notes. We're reading to understand. So readers read to understand by taking notes on the story. We've done this so many times. You can do it, yes. So we're taking notes on the setting, talking characters, oops, there's a problem, then resolve attempts. So like, what did they do to try to solve the problem? And then yay, the problem is solved. Okay, so this is what we're doing. If you want to go ahead and take a screenshot of this so that you can remember, that would be helpful. Your note-taking sheet should look like this. It's fun when we're doing review. On one side, it should say story. If you need to write out setting, talking characters, oops, there's a problem. resolve attempts, and yay solved right there. It might be helpful. And then over here, this makes me think. And sometimes we forget about this side because like this side, you're just using the text, but readers are thinkers. You're not just reading and not thinking. You have thoughts in your head, things that are shocking to you, things that you have questions about. So we really need to like zoom in on that, like what our thoughts are in our head. Like, what is my like inner voice saying while I'm reading this? And what your inner voice is saying is what goes on this side. So your inner voice might be like, wow, I can't believe they did that. You can write that down, right? This is your inner voice. This is your little, you just write your little thoughts. Yes, it's really important to tune into that inner voice. Okay, all right. Now I'm gonna flip my video and I'm gonna show you how to find the text so that we can do just the first paragraph together, all right? Since we're on Teams, I'm gonna upload it. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to Grade 4 All Stars. Instead of going to assignments, you're gonna go to files. And I'll try to put it on the assignment too, but it's under files and it's called Midas Touch. Do you see that? So you're gonna click on it. And it'll pull up right here. If you need to zoom in, you can, obviously, or you can click down here and do a slideshow. So the text looks like this, yes? And Greek mythology is really intense, so these are pared down for 4th and 5th graders because y'all are almost 5th grade. So that is how you're gonna find it. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how I read and take notes at the same time, and I'm just gonna do the first paragraph. Remember, my first read, I'm just taking notes on the story, yes, and what my inner voice is telling me. All right, so let's start reading. Long ago, a king named Midas did a favor for a god named Dionysus. In return, the god wanted to grant King Midas a wish. Okay, so far, I already know that the setting, it says, it says long ago. So I'm gonna put that because that seems important because it's not happening right now. So I'm gonna write S, long ago. And we also have 2 characters. So T, it says King Midas. And T, Dionysus, which is a famous, I believe, Greek god, but I might be wrong. Okay, so he's gonna grant him a wish. King Midas knew well enough what he most desired. He cared more about gold than anything else in the world. In those days, kings had treasuries in their palaces. A treasury was a safe place where they would keep their valuable things. The treasury of King Midas contained a vast collection of rich jewels, vessels of silver, chests of gold, coins, and other things that he considered precious. Okay, so I didn't find anything else in that paragraph, but do you see how I paused and I wrote setting, it's happening long ago, and I included 2 characters, and that's what you're gonna be doing, but I'm gonna show you how I do my inner thoughts. So while I was reading this, it talked about how King Midas knew well enough what he most desired, and he cared about gold more than anything else in this world. And so this makes me think he's kind of greedy. Like that's what my inner voice was saying. I was like, ooh, he is kind of greedy, right? If that's the only thing he really cares about, that seems kind of silly. I'm also gonna put that like really loves gold. Okay, so remember this side doesn't have to be perfect because these are just my inner voice thoughts, and you might have other thoughts like, why does he care about gold so much? You can write whatever you want over here, but do you see how I'm slowly just taking notes on the story? When I find the problem, I'll put O, the resolve attempts, and then yay. So I'm just gonna show you this first paragraph because y'all gotta do the rest of it by yourself. I hope this is a good review because we've done this a lot. So you're just gonna read this. There's 2 pages. It's a pretty short story, but it's actually really interesting. So remember, readers read to understand, because this is your first read of this, by taking notes on the story. Super important to take notes because we're gonna use our note taking to really dive in and figure out why was the problem solved that way? What did we learn from it? It's gonna be kind of cool to look in our notes, and we've done this a lot, so I can't wait to see how well done your note taking sheets are. Just make sure that you take a picture of it and submit it. If you can't find the file, just make sure that you sign up for a Sign Up Genius and I can help you find it, okay? Remember, it's under files and it's called Midas Touch. I'm excited to see your work. I love you guys. Good luck.